Hi, everybody. This is Christina, and I'm here checking in with my friend Lindsay Kilijanski. Lindsay and I know one another from serving on the local leadership committee for the Western New York chapter of AUIC. Like most of you, I've been separated from all of the different work groups that I've normally collaborated with. So I wanted to make a point of checking in with my friends at AUIC and at Directors as Leaders as well to see how people are doing and see what strategies they can share with the community as well. So Lindsay, thank you for agreeing to chat with me today. It's always nice to see your face.
Hi.
So what I was hoping that Lindsay could share with us are some of the strategies that she has been, along with her teammates, using to communicate with families while their early childhood programs are closed. So Lindsay, if you want to tell us a little bit about you and where you work and sort of what your team setup is like, and then if you want to just jump right in and tell us some of the strategies that you guys have in place and are finding successful, that would be great.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Kilijanski, the Education Coordinator for Holy Cross Head Start. We service 499 children in the Western New York area, predominantly in the west side of Buffalo into the city of Tonawanda. We have 27 classrooms, and we have not seen our children since March. Was it the 13th, I believe? That was the last day our children had walked through our doors. So since then, we have been trying to reach our parents and our families over the phone and by use of our website and Facebook page. Our teachers and case managers call our families about every other week just to not bombard them, but to sometimes just strictly talk to the parents. How are you doing? Do you need something? Can we refer you to an agency? And then sometimes to talk to the children and just have a fun conversation with the kiddos that the teachers so terribly miss. And then we also have in the works, and last week was the first week that we rolled it out, our virtual online learning template. We're calling it a template because that's where we're putting all the information. It can be found on our website, and it is filled with videos of the teachers doing activities and pictures of activities. So we created PDFs so parents can print them if they want, and they can view it with their children and view it again and view it again. And we've gotten some really good feedback. And when you and I are done meeting, I will be filming our second video to roll out our second week. So we're excited.
Can you give me an idea of what some of the video content is like some of the activities that you guys have opted to share?
Sure. So this past week we did bugs and insects. So videos included teachers reading stories, teachers doing art activities, teachers doing some meditation and calming activities. We use Calm Classroom, so they have released their curriculum, so we were able to use some of those videos and recordings, but then just teachers also using typical calm down breathing techniques. Then this week that we're rolling out, we are doing plants and flowers. So we have two really cool observation and journaling activities that the kids will be able to watch and follow along. One is a Forsythia activity where one of our teachers who does this every year, it's a huge lesson for her. She brings in a piece of the Forsythia into her classroom from her house, and the kids start day one watching the changes that it makes inside of a milk jug. And then another activity is your standard seed in a baggie taped to the window activity that all classrooms do. We're doing that one as well. And next week we have caterpillars and butterflies. My daughter and I we have 2 cups of caterpillars here, so we'll be very excited to show everybody those videos. We've been taking videos for about 2 weeks now, so.
That's really great. I love that the teacher who had the tradition is still able to carry on the tradition this year too. That's nice to hear.
Yes.
I was wondering, when you communicated this idea to your teachers, how did you explain sort of what the parameters were? Like, how did you, I don't know, how did you give them an idea of where to start in terms of what to share?
We created a template first, and we emailed that to them so they could see that we were looking for videos and activities in all of the different content areas. So social, emotional, music and movement, math, science, writing, literacy, and then told them the theme, which is a little bit different from normally what we do because our teachers create their own themes. So this was a little bit different for them in the sense that we were kind of telling them what we needed to do. And all we asked was that they emailed me their activity just so I could make sure that we didn't have duplicates. So people every week, usually on Sunday, I email out, we're like a week ahead. So I'll say, here's the template, here's our theme coming up, and then they start emailing me their ideas, and then they have a full week to get me the ideas. So then myself and Sylvia Steele, our mental health and disabilities coordinator, can view the videos and the content and then get it into our template.
That's great. It sounds like you guys have a nice process established, even though it's pretty new to you too.
Oh yes, I mean, we never thought we'd be doing this, but I think it kind of invigorated and recharged everybody because it took us a little bit to get to the process. I mean, we've been home for so long, and this is our second week, so it took us a while to figure out exactly what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense then. I liked too hearing that, it seems like everyone's comfortable with the idea of you deciding the themes, because I know teachers are used to things being a little bit more emergent, but these are unusual times, so it makes sense that you have to switch things up a little bit. The one thing that I wondered about that you mentioned when we first started talking was that some of your team members are making calls home to the families. Have you set any parameters for that, or is it really just a check-in call and there's really not a necessary structure?
So just a couple parameters. We wanted to make sure that the parents, like if they needed something. So the first call that was made, we did kind of have a list of questions to help guide our case managers. Do you have access to food and the resources you need? Have you been able to access unemployment if you need unemployment? Just typical questions for their well-being. And then we allowed the case managers to take notes and then send them back to their supervisors if we needed to help in and jump, like, oh, this family needs a referral for a local food bank. We have to get them the information for that. Or, maybe this family needs the unemployment number. We have to help them with that. And we've been using our Facebook page for that too. And then kind of the same with our teacher calls. We wanted them to know, like to ask, are you using the website and the Facebook page? Is there any other educational resources we can help you with? And then we've kind of helped to tailor what we've been providing that way.
Okay, so it sounds like a lot of the family support that Head Start is known for, supporting the family's needs beyond the classroom is still in place. So I'm sure you guys feel really good about that,
Yes.
to know you're still delivering your mission for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, have you seen that families are pretty engaged? Like you mentioned, you're using your Facebook page. Are you getting comments and messages and things there?
We've been following the amount of views on the videos that we've been posting. Our staff came up with the idea to do like one of those hello videos. So they all sent me pictures and I put that together, and they were tracking the amount of views. And when it hit about 1,000, the joy on their faces, because we have a private staff group, and they were just ecstatic about that. Like, we're famous. They were happy to see that so many people had viewed their message out to our families. And we can also track how many people view our website too. So I don't know if it's been tracked for week 1 yet, but I'll be interested to see, how many times people have gone to our website to access our at-home learning information there.
Okay, that sounds great. When you mentioned that the teachers are really excited to see some reaction to what they're putting out there, that made me think of another question. Is there anything you want to share about strategies you have in place for keeping in touch with your teachers too?
So we started the Facebook group. So there's about, I think 3/4 of our staff is able to, they're on Facebook, so they're utilizing the Facebook group. We also have all of their email addresses, so we can send out emails that way. And then the center directors have been doing like group texts to their staff to, just check in and keep in contact that way. And our HR department still sends out we offer EAP services to our staff. So she sends out the weekly emails, and we've been able to then disseminate that still to the staff to make sure they know that free resource is still there for them if they're in need of anything.
I bet they appreciate just feeling connected too when they can't see one another in the way that they would normally would. So I want to be respectful of your time, and I do want to start to wrap things up. I'm wondering if somebody were to ask you, what's the one thing you want to make sure that they take away, like the one idea or the one piece of advice or the one sentiment that you'd like to share in your efforts to sort of mitigate this whole pandemic crisis, what is something you'd like to be the key takeaway?
I would just like the people viewing this to utilize the resources that we are putting out there. I work with a group of, I'm biased, but one of the most amazing group of teachers I've ever come in contact with. And they're pouring their hearts and souls into these activities that they're creating for their children to just hope to reach some of them. So if people could utilize our website and see the great ideas and resources that they're creating from home, because it could bring some joy too to them. You know, children can see the teachers and do some of the activities and get outside and, you know, just a little bit of normal in this crazy world if a kiddo can see their teacher. So even if it's through a computer screen.
And I should have asked this, is your website open to the public, or is it something that is like password protected?
No, it's open to the public. www.holycrossheadstart.org.
All right, that's awesome. I will be sure to take a look at it when we wrap up, and I'm curious to take a peek at your Facebook page too, because I'd like to see that video. So you'll be seeing the views going up right after this call. But thank you so much for your time, Lindsay. I appreciate you talking with me, and I hope to see you in person soon.
I know. Thank you, Christina. Thank you for all you do as well.
Take care.
Bye.